All right, good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, October 5th. It's 9:50, and I'm outside the Pioneer Marketplace. Just resupplied, because, of course, I waited to the absolute last minute. Dan, the guy that picked me up and gave me a ride into town, he's picking me up here in 10 minutes and taking me the 12 miles down to link back up with the trail. Now, I had many options where I was going to link up with the trail. I had all scattered throughout here, depending on what I wanted to see. I'm taking the most direct point. Boom, pretty much, I'm on the not the coast, but like Puget Sound coast. So I should be doing the ferry ride here in 3, 4, or 5 days, however the hiking goes in front of me. Yeah, so that's it. Just it was a nice 5 days off. It flew by. All right, guys, it's 10:22. Dan, just the trail angel, just dropped me back off on the trail, and that's it. Just gonna go walk around and look for somewhere I can stealth camp tonight, because you already know my first day back out in the field. I'm not moving today. I'm literally not going to this discovery pass. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, I'm going to walk around. I don't know where I'm going to park. The next foreseeable future, the next, like, I don't know, I want to call it like 100 miles. I think I have like 100 miles and then like 100 miles of Olympic National Park and then like 100 miles of coast. That's how I got it broken up in my head, although it's probably nowhere near the realistic. But I have a bunch of bay walking or shoreline walking ahead of me, and I just don't know where you camp at in them situations. All right, I got a little office here. A gentleman with the Ranger vehicle just helped me out. He pointed me this direction. It's a hiker bicycle campsite. And then you go up and pay in the kiosk. So I'm just going to go look, and then look. I think it's only $12, he said. So, absolutely perfect. As soon as he saw me, he's like, PNT? Or I'm like, yep. He's like, check-in time for these campsites until 2:30. And I'm like, check-in time for a campsite? Oh, there's a bunch of them here. Oh, this is perfect. So I'm just trying to figure out what... And they got the platforms, which I don't like. Platforms are great if you have a freestanding tent. Not so great when you don't. Sometimes getting depends how they have these mats, the platforms made up. Oh, I'm good. So I can pretty much pick any of these. This is probably the best one away from everybody. All right, 11:30, guys. The platform's just a little too small. Well, I mean, it works, but you know, you got to have it overlapping. This should actually be extended a little more, but she's up nice and tight. I had to hammer the stakes in because right after it's gravel, it's like extremely hard ground. But so this one I got it overlapping. But anyway, the tent's up. The new gear I got these new I usually stick with darn tough socks, but I had to order gloves from Smart Wool, so I just got a pair of it's like wool mixed with other crap. I don't think these are all straight wool. They're super soft, but I wanted a thicker pair, and I was gonna save them for sleep socks, but I think I'm gonna having a nice pair of socks will make my feet feel nice today, so I'm gonna keep these on. I'll be hiking in these, and then I still carry my 3 micro hiker or whatever socks. So I still got 3 of them. I just wanted a little warmer pair for this next wet section I'm going to get into. And then speaking of wet, I bought this. It's just an emergency bivy sack. It's basically an emergency blanket with like a coating on it with a zipper. So worst case scenario, when I'm in my $750 piece of crap leaky tent, I should be able to get into this, and at least it'll keep me dry, maintain some of my warmth, and maybe help keep my bag dry too, instead of that getting rained on all night. Although the condensation, even though they say there's breeze, I haven't had a bivy sack yet. But you know what you're getting when you're in a bivy sack. But I already got my bag in there. And then these are the gloves I've been carrying, which are absolutely horrible, but I'll keep them even though it's extra weight. Just have an extra. I'll probably wear these for like when I'm climbing up the rope bridges and all that crap. But I got a pair of Smart Wool 150, so it's like wool mixed with like fleece and something else. But these will work. All right, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, October 6th, and it's 7 a.m. I can't believe I'm just getting out of the tent. Like I woke up a couple hours ago anyway. I literally just getting out of the tent. It's 7 o'clock. Can't believe how late it is. It's super dark though. 100% humidity, obviously fog. All right, 0840 guys, and I'm on the move. Said another camper came last night, a biker on Piers. Didn't even hear them. I was out last night. A little unusual for me to camp so early yesterday, but you know, my first day back in the field, I usually like to keep it short. And looking ahead, I think I had to go like 16 miles to my next like state park, which is Cranberry Lake, which my dad's buddy Steve from up the mountains, he was stationed out here on Whitney Island. He told me I'd like Deception Pass and that, which I'm going to see. I'm going to be going through all that stuff today, but oh Jesus, I'm stuck. God damn, I'm stuck on this. This is why I hate having stuff on my pack. Come on. I put my hiking poles up. Anyway, I'm in the park. Let's see. It's either closed this Saturday or it was open Monday and no one's opened it. It's a really low tide. Water really goes out here a lot. That's a huge, like, well, this isn't good. There's a car right here, and I think I hear people's voices and construction material or vehicles. Alright, so just minimum resistance. The foreman of the job, he's like, isn't there a sign up there with the road closed? And I said, well, there is a sign with some droopy caution tape, but the sign says Monday, October 3rd, and then they're scribbled, and then it says Saturday, October 3rd, which was actually Monday, but then it's scribbled and it says the 8th on it. So I'm like, I'm just following a line, brother. He's like, oh, okay. So I don't know what to tell you. I knew I wasn't supposed to be back here. And honestly, the road probably would have got me exactly where I'm going. The biker that I was camping in the spot next to me just came by. You can't even see him already. He's only, I don't know, not even 100 yards in front of me. This fog swallows you up. I don't know if I definitely wouldn't feel comfortable riding a bike going with traffic. I can't see his, I know he has a flashing light because he was just right here. I can't see that or nothing. All right, I'm going up Interstate 20 still, more Interstate 20. I got to road walk this for a little while, which doesn't look that fun with this fog. But the sun's trying to burn it off. Gas station, and I'm going to go over and grab me a breakfast, I think. All right, 10:51, starting my watch over. But I was at 4 miles. Delicious breakfast. I got the full Irish breakfast, which I was expecting to have beans with that for some reason. But it was delicious. This is a normal breakfast with like a bigger sausage link and some slices of tomato. Speaking of Gatorades that we were talking about earlier, I just tried Citrus Kick, which is a limited edition, and it's the first time I've seen it on this hike, but I knew it's been out. But anyway, it's delicious. It's kind of like a peach Gatorade. Definitely has a peach mango-y flavor. I like it, it's good. All right, just crossed over. Here's a little bike path. This is a little more protected with this barrier than the other side, so might as well cross. Starting to burn off this marina layer. At 12:45, guys, I'm 8.30 in for the day. Already feeling like crap, but I'm turning right here and I'm going to link back up with the 20 and then take 20 all the way in. I like this little trail that it picked up, what, about half mile back there, and there's a gas station back there, and I'm 9.26 in. So basically what I'm getting to is if I can squeeze in somewhere down here along this golf course next to the Highway 20 here, man, I've been next to Highway 20, it seems like forever. I might be done. I really don't want to walk no more. Alright, there's the main road. I just walked through the thickest spider web. Ugh. This little side road is, I noticed right here, so I'm just going to walk back here and see what I can see. It should butt right up against the golf course. I almost called it a golf station. I just left the gas station. Weed store's right over there. Bunch of crap back here, which has me a little nervous. Not nervous, but you know. I mean, this might work out. Golf course right there with somebody chipping. So yeah, this leads up to I don't know, a Wooder ARV. Wooder, I don't know. But anyway, that was the worst thing I've ever come through. It doesn't look bad, but these are all thorns dangling and they're long. They were cutting across into the tree. I'm cut up everywhere. Literally got stuck. Look, it tore my pack up. It was stuck on my mat. I was screaming. So I like this area because no one can come quietly to me. Although there's these berries right here. I don't know if they're edible. They look like blackberries or raspberries of some sort. But this is attractive for animals. There's just animal crap all over these trees. Oh man, it's awful. Well, yeah, they're probably blackberries, right? Blackberry bushes. Blackberries have thorns, right? Detective Inspector Clouseau. How well is that coming up over there? It's like a little RV. I'm gonna go back this way. Sorry. It's extremely uncomfortable being back here. I couldn't take too many thorns and then too much feces everywhere. Coming out was a little better because I got my hiking pole out, so I was able to beat them down and then walk. But they'll get you if you don't pick your feet up. Look, they dangle. They're like pumpkin vines. But these thorns are vicious. Look at this one. This one's like literally, and then it's hard to move because it's stuck. It's literally like legit tripwire. I've gotten a couple questions, or not really questions, but comments. People don't know what I'm saying when I'm doing cadence. I'm literally only saying left, right, left. That's it. It's just, you know, you're dragging it out, emphasizing just certain parts of, you know, L and R sometimes. Left, right, left, right, left. Holding left foot, holding left, holding left foot, right, holding left. Hold your left foot right, right your left, right, left, and left, right, holding left foot right, holding left foot, holding left, holding left foot right. Alright, this is a much better spot. I'm right here next to this, the wiring they use to hold these big support beams up, and then a pipeline starts right here. I can't really see it. I don't know what a pipeline's for, but it's definitely a big green exposed pipe like you would see in Alaska or something for or anywhere they run pipelines, I guess. Yeah, they do above ground pipelines in Pennsylvania for natural gas. Where's that at? So anyway, I went this way. The properties are up that way, so if some goblin comes and gets me at night, there's the pipe. So yeah, so if a goblin comes out and grabs me or something, at least I can say, yeah, I didn't know. I just walked, I was on the road and I cut right down. Alright, 6:45, guys. I'm still right next to the highway. This place is just getting a little spookier though as my time goes by here. Anyway, I got her set up right there. Like I said, the highway is literally, I mean, I'm right on it. It's going to be a, you know, it'll probably die down later, but I'm on the outskirts of a major town. But I'm more concerned with the house that I passed back here, and the more I look at it, this is all cut trails. They were cut not that long ago. So, oh well. Hopefully I see everyone in the morning. But I'm sitting here enjoying a nice Red Bull and listening to traffic. Alright, good morning everybody. It's 7:45 on Friday, October 7th, I believe it is. I don't remember if I showed this last night, but here's my setup. The road's literally right here. Don't know if my phone's actually showing anything, but you should be able to hear the noise. I was watching a lot of hiking videos last night. And on like 3 different videos, the hikers are like, they were doing the PCT, and they're like, yeah, once I got to Washington, I put in this, you know, like one of them sleeping bag liners that I had that had like 10 degrees or whatever to you. They're like, yeah, Washington's gonna get cold, and meanwhile they had like 20-degree bags already. I have a 40-degree quilt. Anyway, I'm glad I got that emergency bivy sack, because you know, the least it's gonna do, it's gonna give me a little warmth, like a sleeping bag liner would. All right, on the 20, super busy roadway. I'm in between, you know, 2 towns right now, so I'm in a busy area. But there is a nice big shoulder, so I've walked on worse and busier. Well, I could actually cross right now. It was a nice break for this busy road, and I can get on this whatever Bay Road and take that up the outskirts. But I'm going to stay on Highway 20 here and just push right into the heart of the city. The sign right there, tsunami evacuation route. That's something you don't see in Pennsylvania. Got a burrito and some chips. I had 2 chicken tacos too. They were delicious, and I ate them as I was walking. Oh, they were good. Nice corn tortilla, double corn tortilla with some cheese in the middle. Oh. I'm coming up on Cranberry Lake Trailhead, but that area I'm coming up on is called the town that I'm in. So Anna Cortez, whatever. Could be saying it completely wrong. Forest community. I don't know what a forest community is, but all my notes say they had difficulty navigating their way through it. All right, just coming off the road here into a private development, and here's the trail. I'm just looking to drop my pack somewhere once I get away from these properties, which I'm betting these are going to run behind the properties. Now, anyway, I'm just looking for a spot to shovel this burrito and soda into my throat. All right, it's like 12:15, guys. I'm at 5.14 in. Just ate that burrito. It was incredible. Burrito 10, it's called. It was massive, falling apart everywhere. Oh, where am I going? Oh, I gotta check my map. All right, Cranberry Lake. I should be on trail 110 now, I think. So I'm not going that way. I'm going this way, I believe. All right, guys, it's 6:30. I'm in a pretty much a horrible spot. The trail is literally right on the other side of this creek, and people can see me. And then the trail on this side is, I really can't pick it out with my eye right now, but oh yeah, there's someone coming down right now as I speak. So literally, you know, right there. So they can definitely see me. But it was time for me to get in the tent, so I'm rolling the dice. It is what it is. We'll see. But there she is in all her glory. All right, good morning, everybody. It's Saturday, October 8th, and it's at 8:15 a.m. I'm up. I'm just moving slow. It doesn't get daylight now. Like I was up at 6, and I'm like, I didn't get out of the tent until just now. But like, I didn't even start moving around till like 7:30, just because it was so dark. So yeah, here's my tent. Was super sloppy last night. You could see it's. Glad I had no weather. It's a creepy dude who passed. He was staring at me earlier over here, and I'm like, all right, he's not staring at me. He must know that I can see him. But no, he didn't think I could see him. Then he walked this way, came back, and he was standing there. I'm like, all right, he definitely has to know I can see him. So I just stood like this, like a 2-year-old in a stare-off contest, and he waved his stick at me and left. All right, 9:50, guys. Just camping back in there. Literally super close, but it worked out. No problem. Glad I got up when it was still dark to go do my morning stuff, because there's been people nonstop coming down on both sides of me. Well, I didn't see the sign on the other side, but obviously no camping. I didn't see that sign last night, even though I assumed. I don't know what this ACFL is, but it's all back here because they all have these little signs I was talking about posted to many trails. See the little ACFL sign right there with a trail number. Anyway, I don't know. I think I'm cutting across this road. I gotta check the map. But I do have a section of road walking today. I'd still like to get down to Deception Pass State Park or that area. We'll see. Alright, well that's what ACFL stands for. Anacortes Community Forest Lands. I think I'm supposed to turn up here. I don't think I'm supposed to actually cross that road. Well, this is where I'm seeing all these people. Now I'm supposed to cross the road down here somewhere. Oh man, that's my old Tacoma. Is that the same? Looks like close enough. Yeah, it seemed real. I had an 07 Tacoma in Speedway Blue, same V6 off-road model, exactly the same as that. I missed that truck. I wish if I had that truck now. Oh man. All right, 1 o'clock, guys. Been moving slow. I'm at 5.98 in, so I've been moving real slow. But I've been dealing with elevation and stuff and actual trail. So, all I have left is this. Otherwise, I'm out of fluids. I probably should have broke down that lake when I could, but it was all private properties. Looks like about 3 miles or so. I should be in Deception State Park area, and yeah, spigots there. Man, I had to drop my pack for a couple minutes. I feel like I'm overheating. It's only going up to like 60 something today, and I feel like it's 100 degrees out. I'm soaked. 150, 6.76 in. Hey, look at that. Haven't seen one of them in a long time. I would literally stop right now if I had fluids, but I gotta keep pressing at least to where I can get some water. This has like rainforest vibes, like Florida vibes. Not what I expect them, you know, or what I think of when I think of Washington. I don't think I'm in the rainforest area yet, but definitely has that kind of vibe. That's Pass Lake down there. I'm on Pass Lake Trail right now. It smells like sewage, which doesn't get me very excited for this lake water, but I need some fluids. I haven't been drinking much the last couple days. Well, I broke off the trail to come down there. It looked like a great camping area, and that's why I'm smelling sewage. It's sewage like this. I can't drink out of that. Maybe if I go around, it's not like this around the whole lake. Let me go look. If not, I'm gonna have to make it to Deception State Park or whatever's there. They got water spigots and all. Trust me, I want to be done. Well, as I was just saying, the lake looks like I can probably get to it from here. Warning: this whole beach is closed. Emergency closure for toxic algae present. So I don't know what to do because I'm empty. And I want to stop walking. So I don't know. Is it okay if I just drink the water and not the algae? Avoid areas of scum. Yeah, so I got to do not drink lake water. Alright, I ended up getting water. I got a small water bottle, and then I got both my Nalgene's filled up by this lovely couple on the bus. They're traveling with their daughter. That's awesome. But he was like, yeah, he gave me a little bottle, and he's like, if you need more, come back, refill this. I'm like, I have empty bottles. I offered to pay, just so you know, and I even pulled out my money. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm kind of fishing. I don't expect someone to charge me for water, but if they did, I wouldn't be like upset. Like, nothing's free. I was going to give him $5, but, and he's like, and then he filled my Nalgene. I was like, you can get more. I'm like, you sure? Like, I want more, but I don't want to be greedy because we only have a certain amount when you're living on a bus, right? He's like, well, I have plenty, and where they're going tomorrow, they're going to refill. So anyway, I got both Nalgene's filled up. I just needed enough to get through where I can be done now today. And then, I'll be pulling up on like water spigots here in like another 2-3 miles. So, all right, guys, it's 6:46. Starting to get dark earlier and earlier. Plus, I'm in the woods too. That's not helping out much, but I got her tucked in right here. She's extremely sloppy. But I'm on some super soft ground with like a bunch of fallen leaves and other decaying crap. It's all spongy, so I'm actually looking forward to getting in here, but she is not, one, held up good, and definitely not out into her specs. But all right, good morning, everybody. I was sleeping right up there, literally right off this little side trail, but nobody even came down here last night. That's what I was betting on. Another solid night of sleep for me normally. Like these days, I mean, it's 9:30 a.m. right now. Sorry, 9:30 a.m. Sunday, August 9th. This late, the daylight doesn't, I mean, you don't even like see a hint of light until after 7. Like today I woke up, and I'm usually like, all right, it's probably like 3:30, 4, somewhere around there. And it was 6:45. I'm like, whoa. And this is like the third day in a row I'm doing this. So, for my sports fans out there, the Phillies won last night. We upset the Cardinals, man. I'm not familiar with how baseball is doing the new playoff system because, you know, there's an extra team or extra 2 teams per league. Anyway, the first series is only a 3-game series, and all 3 games are at the place of the higher seed. So, but we swept them. We won the first 2 games in St. Louis. Unbelievable. All right, back up on Highway 20 here. I'm guessing there's salmon fishing or something going on because everyone's kind of bunched up right there. But I really don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm on this bridge crossing over. All right, it's 10:20. I'm in tourist hell here with everyone that parks and then walks 50 feet to be in the beautiful outdoors. But more importantly, I need power, and power is a big thing. I don't want to stop already this morning, but I can't keep pressing my luck and moving forward. So I'm going to stay here for at least, I don't know, an hour, maybe 2. It's going to get late. But I need the power, and I don't know moving forward when I'll be able to grab it. So, all right, it's 3 o'clock, guys. So just a little shy of 4 hours I spent there. I'm going to come back in the morning and get like another 2 hours in, just to get as much as I can. I'm going to run up this little trail here and see if I can put my tent up high somewhere. I really don't want to backtrack all the way to where I came. Although tomorrow it should be smooth sailing on a Monday. Shouldn't be much traffic out here, but that goes right down to the beach, so I don't think I'll find any flat areas. The trail's actually over there. I didn't know that. I thought it was on this side where all those trailer ones walking, but nope, it's on that side. Look at this stealth spot. That's Highway 20, as it always has been for the last month. And then the other side is the ocean. Probably just looks like sky. That's all ocean you're seeing there. That's all ocean. All right, guys, 6 o'clock. Sun's going down over the bay. I got her set up kind of right here. As you can see, it's all smashed. I couldn't pull that corner out long enough over it, or it would lift the corner up. Hopefully this works. The wind's supposed to pick up to 20 miles an hour by tomorrow, so this might not be the ideal spot. I feel like complete shit. I like threw up like in my mouth a couple times, like just a little acid, like funk. I just don't feel hot. Hope it's not from sucking down that bathroom water all day, or shit, it could even be from the water I got yesterday, or who knows. I get sick, seems like all the time out here. I feel like crap, but it is what it is. I'm going to get up early is the thing. I got some beach walking to do tomorrow. I guess it depends on the tides and all. I'll figure it out when I get there. But I'm going to get up, hopefully early, and I want to grab a couple more hours of power from there before I roll. All right, good morning, everybody. It's at 5:45. Let me turn this light off for a second. Look at that moon poking through them trees. It's 5:45 on Monday, October 10th. Eagles won a sloppy game yesterday. That was nice. It sucks watching it when you have broken service and I'm watching the game on ESPN Gamecast, where all I'm basically seeing is like stats updating and a little football moving up and down the field. But anyway, I've been laying in my tent awake since 3:30, and I was like, I guess I'll go down there around 5. I don't want to draw too much attention to myself. But then all of a sudden it's almost 6, and I'm like, let me get down there. Like, I just wasted hours. I could have been down there getting power. I've been making all these videos. I made a short and an Instagram post, and I'm like, oh, I should probably get some regular footage for my videos out here. This bridge is just incredible this morning. Let me shut up. Oh, that gets darker. Sorry. Wow, that's a big jump from zoom to 6. What's going on? I might still have night sight on. Hold on. I don't understand what the big difference is from 0 to 1. It's massive. There we go. That makes more sense. Just came back out for some more pictures on the opposite side of the bridge because we're getting some color over here. So, just look at that. Man, I wish I was fishing down there right now. This reminds me of salmon fishing in upstate New York. Look at that. Just keep coming back out here. This is just, I know the phone ain't doing it justice, guys, but it's beautiful out here. Alright guys, 8:41 on the move. I could have stayed there all day long getting that power, but so what, I think I got about 4 hours yesterday, 2.5 today. So, ow, man, that was some pains in my foot. What's going on with that? Got to figure out where I'm going. There we go. There's a PNT sign. Just beautiful back here. It's still crowded late in the year. I got 16 miles to go until I get to the next park. Now I could cut that down to about 12 or 13 miles, but I would have just stayed on 20. I don't know. I'm going to take this route, though. Even though I'm road walking this stretch coming up, this road runs alongside the bay, so it's just going to be, I don't know, better. Less traffic, hopefully. Hey, look. I was on that bridge earlier this morning, and yesterday. I wonder if this water is fresh. I'm assuming that's fresh water. I don't believe that's fresh. I think that's salt. Pretty sure it's salt water. Or maybe this is the fresh water and it runs into the bay out there. That might be it too. But at best this is going to be brackish. Maybe I should have grabbed an extra fluid with me. I should be able to get through today. If I had extra fluid, I'd be stopping early as possible. That's why I didn't grab anything. Not what I want to see when I see the roads closed signs. We got workers. Let's see how this goes. Well, you're looking at me trying to get down to the beach here because the young lady who's the foreman insisted that I would no longer proceed straight. This is, I'm like on a cliff. Obviously it's not that high right here. I worked myself down, but I'm just going to go on as long as I can, then try to cut up, but this is not fun. And it's all this, like, holly. It's just cutting the crap out of me. And walking on them rocks are tearing my feet up. I had to cross all that deadfall and stuff. Oh, this is a mess. Now, I don't know if the tide's coming in or going out. Probably still going out, right? Because this is still wet. You figure this would be dry. But it hasn't been sunny out, so I don't know. I want to get back on the road, but they were literally waiting to see if I got back on the road at the first close spot. And now, it looks steep. Alright, I'm breaking off the beach. It's literally, it's not like beach per se. It's more rocky trail, but I found a spot where I can get up here. So it's steep. And I actually have almost 3/10 of a mile to go, so I'm like getting further away from the actual trail. I'm so mad right now at that effing lady. This is a misery. This is just shit. I'm covered in thorns and pollen and crap. Of course, it's hot as shit now. This sucks. How to flex her little bit of power she has in life. One little tiny ounce power. How to flex it. Jesus. All right, 11:30, guys. Just I'm a filthy. This isn't doing it justice, but I'm a filthy mess. I just popped out and then I look up and there's 2 hikers coming down, super friendly. And I'm like, oh, they didn't stop you? And they're like, oh, we did. We had to walk. They made them walk backwards. The same thing, the lady. And they were like, they've been out here hiking 8 times in the last 2 weeks, never had an issue until they ran into the lady. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. But I guess I could have backed out and then took another trail and it would have looped me here instead of just doing what I did. So I'm going to just try to clean myself up a little bit and get moving. Wow, I'm glad. I'm actually glad I ran into that couple. Now that because I was thinking I should have just like ignored her and kept walking, but now I know like a cop or whatever could have came in another trail and linked up here. But it makes me feel better because I thought the lady was extremely rude, which she was. And then I give it how I get it. I'm smart enough, no, I'm not smart, but I'm intelligent enough to know what I'm supposed to say. Sometimes I choose not to. I give it how you get it. She was extremely rude from the jump. But sometimes, like, as I get older, like, I realize, and my faults and my flaws. So I start thinking, I'm like, well, maybe it was me. Because I definitely have, like, resting bitch face. And, but no, then I think about it. Yeah, she was definitely just trying to show off, flex her little bit of power in front of her 8 other workers there, all making time and a half for one person to be in a backhoe. But it's not a big deal. Like, I've passed logging operations. Nobody cares. Everything's posted and closed in case something happens. I understand. And look, I dig it. It's closed, right? But she could have told me, like, they didn't know either. They're from the area, though, and they found that there's another trail that loops around and connects it. It literally just cuts out that section. So I'm just glad other people found her rude. Because look at the girth on that tree. Another one, but look, these trees are just massive. Look at that. Remember, I'm an East Coast guy. Our trees are all them. That's a big tree from up in my dad's mountain house. It's a rocky soil. There's the bay back in there, and I'm on the road for the next 12 and a half miles or so. I know it's pathetic. Hey, I got the same exact, or my dad does. The same exact dump brake. Both of them, I think. I think we definitely have that one. I think we have that one too. No, I definitely have that one anyway for decoration on our my dad's mountain house. Pretty sure we have both of them though. Old school implements, man. Yeah, I'm not going up that hill today. I'm calling it. I'm gonna go back here. There's supposed to be a park back here. Here we go. Ala Spit Beach Park. Oh, well, beach probably doesn't. Hopefully I can find somewhere to squeeze in these woods or something, set up. Doesn't look like much down here, but this little guy just scared the crap out of me. Ooh, I'm pretty sure it's just a little gardener steak, but still scared the crap out of me because, well, I'm jumpy. Well, a car just pulled up. I don't know if you guys can see that. Actually, I can't see it on my phone. Yep, you just hear the door there. There's a person right there. Another door. Oh. Well, I guess people can't see me here because a guy literally was just right there. Like, you can probably see the people. There's workers there. Maybe you can't see them. Anyway, they're right there. He came up to right here where I could hit him with an archery, no problem. And he took a piss. Very uncomfortable. Alright guys, I made it through literally it's just thorns everywhere. Like, this is a normal tree, but all this right here, these are all thorns. And then on the ground is these, like, they're all like, I don't know if it's stinging nail or whatever, but my legs are actually burning. This stuff's been going through my pants, so I don't want to lay my tent. There's a better spot over here that has more room, but the whole ground's covered in that, and it went right through my mat. Some thorns, so I don't want them poking me. So I cleared off this tiny little spot here, which should be enough to get where I lay in. Put my head up at the high end. That should be alright here. It's not going to be great, but what are you going to do? I mean, this is what happens when you hike 5 miles a day. If we get any weather at all tonight, I'm going to be in for a shit show. I mean, is that coming up? Is that translating how that's on? I just can't pull the edges out. I don't even care. I just want to get in and lay down. This is going to suck. Look at that. Well, that did not work out well. It's not going to work either. Maybe if I go that way, I'm going to try it one more time facing the other way. It's just not flat where I'm at. I might have to sleep right here, but with just my, I got that emergency bivvy. Only a 10% chance of rain later tonight, so. Alright, 6 o'clock, guys. I just got my tent down here so my feet aren't rubbing around the dirt all night long, but now my tent's laying in thorns. And this is me. This is all thornage. I don't know. Ow. Just the mini ones, but that's not thorns, alright? This sucks. I'm not gonna lie, but what are you gonna do? I'd rather be back here and miserable than most people would probably just go up there. I probably would have been fine right where my tent was at, but I don't want to risk it. So this is what I'm doing. Oh. Ow. Oh. All right. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, October 11th. It's 8 o'clock. And I'm moving extremely slow. I didn't fall asleep until about 5, so. Are you effing kidding me? It's 10 o'clock. I literally just had a thorn stuck in my, well, all over me, but I noticed one when I had my fleece off, my brand new Senshi. Well, it's not brand new anymore. It's a couple months old. I've been on this hike, but I mean, I've wore it hiking for maybe 6 miles. Anyway, I was pulling a thorn out and it had a little IP, Irish pennant, so I, a little run, whatever you civilians call it. I pulled it, threw it on the ground, let me see if I can still see that. Oh, I'm not sticking that's dog poop, that stinks. Anyway, I was just packing up, and I look at this. I'm assuming that's what happened. I look at that perfect split, just from pulling an IP. That's insane. Honestly, this isn't heavy enough anyway, but, I mean, Jesus, that was expensive for a fleece. Alright, guys, leaving this carnival down there with all the people pulling up. I'm still pissed about that fleece. Everything's an issue, but gear breaks, gear wears. So, I mean, if you followed along, I don't get upset with that. I'm hard on gear, I understand that, and I shouldn't have ripped that, especially when it didn't pull the first time. I kept pulling. I'm assuming that's when I did it, but anyway, I only get mad at gear that shouldn't be broken, comes out of the box broke, freaking tarp tent. I've been stewing on that too. It's just, the more I think about how they handled the whole situation, I've been getting pissed. Anyway, on the move finally, just starting. Government property, no trespassing. Well, I'm going that way, but there's a gas station up here in about a half mile, so I'm going there first. I wonder if there's a commissary on here. Bet there is. Yeah, Whidbey Island, that's where my dad's buddy Steve was stationed at. I wonder if I could get into I know I can get in the commissary. I'm service connected. I should probably look into that, but I won't because I'm lazy. I'm getting all excited. I completely out of fluid. And it's closed for computer maintenance. I've never seen that in my life. Oh, maybe there's a faucet around here somewhere. Alright, like I said, they're closed. The next closest gas station is 2 miles, and that's actually where I'm going, so that works out. I'm going to see if I can walk up here and get a coffee, though. Just something cold to drink. Well, I was trying to walk and eat and drink this. It's not going to happen, so I'm just going to drop my pack here for a minute, relax. She offered to fill up my water bottles and everything. Very nice, the coffee shop's awesome, but I got 2 miles to go, so I'm going to enjoy this. Go to that gas station. Hopefully I can find somewhere on base at the camp. We'll see. Anyway, blah, blah. This is comforting. The road's right down there. I was going to go walk further, but what I'm noticing is that maybe the fence was still there where I thought it wasn't, because it's just pushed back a little bit right here. So I don't want to risk going all the way back a mile and a half. I'm actually happy today because I went 10.63 miles so far. Look at all this crap. Maybe this isn't the best idea. Oh, there was definitely lots of people living back here at one point. Jeepers. Yeah, look, tents, sleeping bags, everything. Oh, I don't want to be rude. I just feel like hepatitis back here. Okay, I'm definitely not camping here. Maybe if I cut up in there some, because this is not going to happen. Oh, God. There's another little road like that one I was on right here. Nice flat camping ground, but it's just full of stuff. I'm thinking maybe if I clear this area out right here, I can get my tent in, because I would come up here to where it's nicer. But there's a couple properties on the back side there, which I don't think this is their land, because there's a road over there, but there's an actual access point over here, like a driveway that's all locked up. So I think I'm good here as far as, it's not posted either, so I'm okay as far as that's concerned. But obviously there was plenty of people living here, unless it just happens to be like a dump zone. People are living here.
All right, Gatorade connoisseur back again. So I don't know if I've been over my rankings, but Blue Cherry, Fierce, #1 overall. Then it gets a little, I like Arctic Blitz, the light, like teal color one. This one is delicious. It's the Summer Fruits. It's green in there, like a light green. I usually, when I see green, I think of the green apple, which I actually grabbed it first, and I saw this below it. I'm like, oh, ooh, this is good. I've had it before. It would make my top list. It's just, I prefer it a little stronger. This is super like refreshing though. But
all right, guys, 6:30. I don't know if you caught that earlier, the clip right before this, but that was Colors. I mean, not Colors. Yeah, Colors going on. They're pulling the Old Glory down. Yeah, the Naval Air Station's like literally right down there. So I'm all tucked in here. I don't know if you guys saw this earlier. I was so excited with the jets flying. The road's right down there. I don't know how else coming up. And then I'm tucked in right here. Got a property up there. Anyway, I'll see everybody in the morning. I got a 20-ounce Red Bull, baby. The little things when you're hiking. All right, guys, good morning. Today is it's 8:30 a.m. on Wednesday, October 12th. If you followed my videos from when I walked across America, if you had any memory, October 12th is a special day in my heart. It's the day the USS Cole was bombed, killing 17 service members, plus 2 attackers. So 19 total people, and I believe something like 37 injured, U.S. side. Don't quote me on them numbers, though. It happened in Aden, Yemen, and it just so happened that I was on Westpac as part of the 13th MU, 3rd Battalion, 1st Marines, India Company Raiders, kill. And we were on Westpac, which what separates the Marines from everybody else is the Marines are always somewhere and a ship moving around overseas. So if something happens, we can be there instantly. Not like the Army and everyone else. They have to recall them, get them here, fly them there. We're always ready. That's why we're America's 911 force. Anyway, I don't want to get off on tangents here. We were in Seychelles, and literally like a scene from a movie, the MPs are running the beach. Get back to the ship, get back to the ship. We're going to war. We've been attacked. That's all you got to tell a young 20-year-old corporal grunt in the infantry. We're going to war. I'm sucking down rum, running back to the ship. Blah! We weren't going to war. We were responding to USS Cole, we find out. Anyway, long story short is today's goal, I'm going to try to walk 19 miles, a mile for each of the fall service members. It just so happened to work. I mean, I think I got to go 20 miles to get to the beach. We'll see if I can do it. As you guys see, I've only been averaging not even 10, maybe averaging like 7 the last week or two. But I'm going to do a mile for each of the fallen members. Now, I'm also walking a mile I'm dedicating this to the 2 terrorists, all right? They just happened to be born over there. At the end of the day, they were soldiers or Marines, whatever, you know what I'm saying. They were military members who were doing what they were told. War is old men planning and moving pins on a paper map while they're smoking cigars, drinking bourbon, and young kids out there in the dirt dying. That's just the way it is. It's been that way since probably the revolutionary, well, it's been that way forever. In America, I was trying to think, but that's the way it is. Although back in the day, like the older guys used to fight more. But anyway, I'm getting off. You could tell I have a 20-ounce Red Bull. Look at that bad boy. So today's goal, get some miles than I got to do, dedicate them, do a little thinking to the people who gave their lives. I'm already getting some shit comments on Instagram as I made this post there. Oh, how are you going to dedicate a mile to a terrorist? First of all, if you ain't been to combat, I could care less what you have to say about your thoughts and the opinion, because you don't know what you're talking about, okay? Anyway, let me shut up. I'll probably cut that part out of the video. It was actually a quiet night. It was so effing loud. They must have an ordinance where they can't fly at their certain time, maybe like only once in a while. So they were hammering night training early, right? But then like 8 o'clock came, it was dead. So I'm gonna pack up here. Gonna stop at the gas station, grab like 2 extra Gatorades, because I'm not passing nothing else. It's gonna be all beach walking, and who knows if I'm gonna see fresh water all along that stretch. So anyway, I'm babbling, blah, blah, blah. You would think that if you're in somewhere you're not supposed to be, that maybe you would be like clean and organized so you don't draw attention to yourself. But what do I know? Now, I'm not like a tree hugger nut or nothing, and I'm sure that I've left trash behind in the woods by accident. I don't do it on purpose, but I mean, this is why you can't stealth camp places and people have it posted. But with some shoes, I mean, this is horrible. Like I said yesterday, this just feels like hepatitis. Ugh. But I didn't have any issues, so all these people over here are obviously gone. A little drying rack, some tent poles. What's a rig? Response? I'm trying to see. Oh, there, it's right there. Oh, I can't see. Something response. I can't read that. Alright, off the road now, onto a trail. I'm at Whitney, whatever it's called. State Park now. I could have just came here and camped last night. But then I want to have that gas station this morning to resupply. And oh my god, I'm probably this way. It's nice back here. Like I said, this definitely would have worked out just coming here last night. But I was thinking like a state park next to a beach wouldn't have any woods or anything. And it said day use only, which, rules don't apply to me, but. All right. Looks like it's high tide. I mean, the water is right up here, so. I see a little trail right here. But I don't think that goes. According to my notes, people are literally you have to walk the beach, and I don't think I'm going to have an option to do that. But this does run into a road. Beach road, I think it's actually called. Oh yeah, it's high tide, all right. I got a little bit of beach there, but the houses are going to take that. This is going to, and I have no service, so I really can't check high tide. This is, of course. All right, looks like I'm on this road for a mile, and then I link up with another beach park, and that's where I'm supposed to start walking the beach at. I think it's high tide now, because it says low tide's at 1:15. I think it's at like a 4-hour cycle. Because the next high tide is at 6:15, so I don't know. I think this is just starting to go out now, so it should work out for me. I'm pretty sure tide's going out because this is all freshly, still damp. So I'm a little nervous down here. There's a cliff. I mean, I'm not getting out of there when I'm down there, so I don't know if we'll see how much beach is there, but. If not, the road's up there, but I'd rather not walk the road. Sand is better on my feet, although it's probably harder to walk on overall. I mean, more challenging, tiring. What do you think? That's fresh water coming out of there? I'm guessing no. Because there's a sign up on the road saying during high tides, the road could be flooded with water and debris. And there was like a chunk of water in there, so there's ducks in it, so maybe brackish. I would try it if I had to. I would hit it with drops and then taste it, see if I can taste any salt. My dummy, I would probably just put a little on my lips without filtering it, but that's all you need, man, is a drop in your mouth, and you could be sick as hell. I just checked my watch just to, see my progress. It's not, how often do you hike at a negative 157 feet? That's my elevation, so I'm below sea level, I'm assuming, according to my watch. This is like looking like it's coming in, but that doesn't make sense because this is all wet. I hope what I looked at online was right. This should be going out. High tide should be again at 6. Honestly, I probably should have stayed on the road. I would probably make better time, but we'll see. Yeah, I should have definitely took the road. This is I'm gonna snap a leg here. This kelp is like, it's worse than ice. And then there's these nice sized, rocks, some mini boulders. It's very slow going. There's no more beach. The beach walking was fine, especially where it was recently wet at. It was nice and compacted. And now, it's just, it's gonna be slow going. All right, guys, it's 10 after 12. I'm 7.30 miles in, and I saw a nice elderly lady with her granddaughter on the beach, and I asked her if that was her property right there. It had nice like steps going down. Long story, blah blah blah. How come every time I say long story short, it's still a long story? But she let me cut through her property to get to the road. That was just some slow going. So not as pretty up here, but I should be able to make better time at least. Yeah, I would have been good. I would have been able to get out the park right there. Oh well, got out a little early. Whew. That's just that. If it was a beach, it'd be one thing, but what, that kelp with them rocks? I'm always complaining. All right, looks like I got 3 or 4 miles to get to Fort Peabody State Park, so I might stop there, have lunch, try to get power, and then I got like another 10 miles or so after that to get to Fort Casey. It looks like I'm gonna have to break off when I get to the state park and walk out and hit the 20 and take the 20 the rest of the way. Alright guys, it's like 5 o'clock or 10 to 5 or something. I'm like 19 something in for the day. My pack's over there, just grabbing a spicy chicken sandwich and some fries, a soda of course. Of course I walked through a town, literally Port Townsend or whatever here, and I literally could have grabbed Red Bulls and everything, but I didn't grab anything. Well, I refilled my fluids, but I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to camp at. I'm waiting on my food, but this is a park. I don't think you can camp here. Discovery pass required. Oh, I don't remember, can't pay here. So maybe you can. But I think maybe I'm supposed to be on the other side. Over there where all the RVs are at. It looks pretty crowded. Hopefully I can squeeze my tent in somewhere. I'm sure I can. I'll figure it out. But this park says closed at dusk. Yeah, park hours. So if it closed at 6, what are you paying for? Nope. Overnight camping is not permitted in this area. So I guess not. Huh. I thought, man, I should have stopped at the first. My notes said I could camp here. I should have read better because, yeah. So I guess there's something like it's only 2 miles of shoreline, but there's like 30 camping spots, like 15 half or partial hookups, and the other 15 full hookups. But there's 3 hiker and biker non-reservable first come first serve over there. So as soon as I grab my food, I'm gonna run over there and grab this. This place is literally mobbed, and like 20 more, but not 20, but like 5 more just passed me. I don't know where the hiker biker stuff's at, so I gotta find that, but if not, I'll take a full RV spot. I don't care. I mean, that is what it is. Oh, but it says the hiker biker spots are next to the bathrooms. There's the restrooms, which have showers, but I'm not gonna shower because I'm wearing filthy clothes, but this is actually delicious. Not spicy, but it's good. And there's 3 tables here, and they say reserved for hiker bikers. So I'm guessing this is my spot. Oh, sorry. I don't know where I'm putting my tent. I went and knocked on the host RV, but no one's answered it. So I guess I don't know. I'm probably just gonna put my tent like right here. I mean, this all works. I just want to make sure I'm in the right area. Paid the $12 already. I'm good. I was thinking about getting a regular spot so I could charge up,
but they're just too much. I don't have $45. I probably could have if I didn't spend 20 on this. Anyway, blah blah blah. Let's see what my miles was for today. 19.86. Where was that? Yeah, 19.86. Good day. There's the ferry I'll be on tomorrow coming in. It's like a 30-minute ferry ride, so much longer than the ferry ride I took in where was it? Kentucky back over to Ohio, which it was like I don't know, a 3-minute ferry ride. All right, so 3:45, guys. I was going to ask somebody at one of their RVs if I could plug in if they had extra outlet, but I actually went into the bathroom and they got an outlet right next to the sink. So I plugged in there. I got both my battery banks in because they're both dead. The one's not working well. It's the one I had that I replaced my stolen one in Illinois. So I think the cold zapped it. Because the other one I had too, went through Colorado, wasn't holding up in the beginning of this hike. So down to this one. The other two are dead, but they're charging. So if I can get, well, man, I'm a little nervous about it being stolen. I'm not going to sit out here and stare out here all day, but you would hope that wouldn't happen in a place like this, but you never know. All right, 8:15 in the morning, guys. Thursday, October 13th, I believe. Drying my stuff out. A long night, actually. The light from the bathroom was right there, and then I had this person, this female, who tried to claim she's a disabled vet. Anyway, she I guess I was having a nightmare, so I was yelling in my sleep, and then she came over and asked me to please keep it down at like 3:30 in the morning. So that didn't quite go well, especially when I was waking up from a nightmare. She actually told on me. The camp host came over and talked to me this morning at like 7 a.m. Not 6:30, 7 a.m. There's nothing I could do. That's why I don't like camping in places like this. But anyway, I was like, she shouldn't even be here. This is for hikers and bikers. She literally was dropped off. And she tried to say she's camping. Well, first she said, I'm a disabled veteran and I need assistance. And I'm like, oh, that's funny, because I'm a disabled veteran. And then she started stuttering. Anyway, and then, then she's like, well, I'm hiking out of here. Oh, but you needed assistance, but you're hiking out of here. And then, she's got a lawn chair with her and a 10-pound tent and a aluminum pot, but she's going to hike. Meanwhile, she's wearing rubber rain boots. Anyway, I don't know why I'm getting lit and it worked me up. I'm sure she said that her husband will have something to say to me when he gets here. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got my stuff charging in the bathroom. Everything is soaked, right next to the water here. I mean, everything, I don't know how it's coming up. It's just glistening. Changed my socks this morning, wiped my feet. I actually washed my face, washed my hands. I cleaned out my cold soaking container with actual soap and water. So everything's just wet right now. I'm going to let it dry. I'm in no rush. I'm going to get as much power as I can get. All right, 9:50, guys. Just doing one lap around. I'm heading over to the ferry. The nice lady up there walking the dog just gave me 2 lovely apples. One's massive, it's almost like a melon. So pretty exciting. I got some fresh fruit. My stomach's actually a little nauseous today. But what's new, right? I just took some Imodium. That's a big boy, man. That's like a naval gun. Crank that bad boy up. I always do that. Sorry, I start looking at it and talking and my phone's not even on it. But if you follow the videos, you're already used to all my my flaws, I'm sure. This thing's massive.
slowing down and turning in. And I don't see any places I can camp right around there. Good land. All right, Fort Warden's only a couple miles away. But, and they got like plenty of campgrounds, 80, but judging off what I just seen and what it says on there, they fill up quickly and it's quite popular all year long. I believe that. And it doesn't say anything about hiker or biker spots, so it's all reservation spots up to 9 months in advance. And I'm not paying $40-some for, you know, an RV or a legit camp spot, so we'll see. But I'm gonna probably be walking that way once I find a store of some sort. All right, I'm going from here, basically all the way back down the road I was just at, and he said right on the opposite side of 8, it's the first hiker biker spot. $12. I always make things out in my head to be way more difficult than they are. I think I would learn this by now, but that's why I'm messed up in the head. But I didn't see any posts like he was talking about. He said it's marked hiker biker. He said I'm looking for 4 small pines. I'll be able to get some cover underneath, etc., etc. Well, judging off of my map reading skills, this is probably it. But I told the guy, I said, I'm not that intelligent, so is it easy to find? He says right before the very first RV camp spot, he said there's 4 pines. Here's 4 pines, and he said there should be a post. I see a post and a stand-up barbecue and a table. Bam. All right, 3:15, guys. I'm all set up right there. This is the best pitch I've done in a long time. The ground's sandy, but after the sand, it bites nice. I mean, this is like a perfect pitch for this tent. I mean, she's tight. Like, I don't know. She's tight. I mean, there's no, I mean, it's tight. And I did not, you know, I could still pull this out, make it tighter, which I rarely use that, but she's tight. These are locked in, locked out, tight. Anyway, it's a good looking pitch. All right, guys, 7 a.m. Friday, October 14th. There's a whale, I believe, out here swimming or something. It keeps breaking the ocean. The birds are following him. I know my phone isn't picking it up, so I can't see the birds on my phone or nothing. Wait, what's that? I don't even know. Yeah, is that picking up? No. What's that over there? I'm sitting here watching an incredible sunrise, like literally fire in the sky. It's funny because I was listening to Champagne Supernova in the sky earlier. Anyway, I was on the beach watching. I get back, I'm like, oh, I probably should have got some of that on video. Anyway, it's too late now. You missed the, you know, right before it breaks the horizon, you get all them beautiful colors. I mean, it's still nice. I can never get away from Highway 20. Well, now I know why I kept getting checked last night by the game wardens, like a crazy amount. I mean, 4 different times. Plus this morning, I seen him stop in his truck, and you could see he was on his computer, so he's probably checking to see if anyone's registered to the site. But literally 4 times yesterday in like a 3-hour period. A ranger came up and asked to see my thing, so I taped it to the pole. I'm like, man, I hope they stop bothering me. But now I see why. I just passed probably like 3 dozen different homeless people, and I just passed 2 food banks and the Recovery Cafe, which gives out free meals and such every day. So now I know why. He probably has an issue with that. No wonder I couldn't find an outlet anywhere. All right, overnight backpackers must register Wilderness Info Center. That's where I'm going. And I'm going to have no issues stealth camping back in there. So that's a plus. Alright guys, getting some power right here outside the bathroom. Got my permit. And I got a wilderness pass because just because I'm a vet, I only get entry into the park for free. I still got to pay $8 a night to camp here. And then just looking over my permit, now first of all, I can't read this
tide chart she gave me. I'll show you guys it later. It makes absolutely no sense to me. She's like, this little faded line is 6 a.m. and it shows you where it's at in relation to that. And I'm like, she explained to me 4 times, and I was just getting like super anxiety and flustered. I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. I have no clue. She said there's only one spot that literally you cannot pass unless it's a low tide, but I'm going to be hiking a couple times, she said, at like 3 in the morning. I'll figure it out. So it was going to end up costing me like, she has me being in and out of the park in 8 days, I think. She extended me a day. It's not going to work for me. So I'm going to go back tomorrow and be like, can I fix this up? Because the first day, I told her I like to do between 10 and 15. I'm just going to say 10. No more than 10. The best I can. I have to do 30, like 2 miles the first day to get to Heart Lake Campground. There's no way, because it's like 22 miles, but then I got to get from where the bus drops me off at to there, and that's like 11 or 12 miles. So I can't, there's no way I can't do that. And so once I miss, that's the one where it's a quota, so that's the important campground. So basically I came in here to get a permit. I don't have that money. Like, I almost walked out and I'm like, let me just get it. I'm going to have to get less food. So I got like literally like $140 left now to get me 2 weeks of food. So I should not have gotten that Red Bull or that McDouble. So I'm just a little, and now I'm just looking at my things. She has me getting out, like, I forget what date it is, but starting Monday, I'm going to be in the park Monday. I'm going to try to get it adjusted tomorrow and see what I can do. I'm going to come back because they're getting ready to close now, so I don't want to go in there now and be like, hey, can we? So I'll come back tomorrow, see if I can. But so even if everything holds up the way it is now, I'm basically only good. I'm never going to make any of the campsites that she has because I'm never going to make the 30-some miles on the first day. So I'm never going to make one of the campgrounds, and I'm never going to make my exit date. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, I'm just a little flustered. That was way more expensive than I thought. Sorry, you had to look at my face for, that was 2.5 minutes, so I probably should have shown this around. So yeah, I'm going to go back tomorrow and try to see if I can get adjusted. If I can't get it adjusted, it is what it is. I'm going hiking. Like, I literally told them I almost left, and I didn't get a pair of canister because she asked me if I had one. I said yes. Sorry for the lie, but I'm not carrying the big black thing they got. It's not even a good one. So I couldn't afford it anyway to rent it. So I didn't pay the $8 a night. I ended up, she's like, or you can spend $45 and get a wilderness pass. So I did that. So that covers all my campgrounds back here as much as I want, I think. Something like that, along them routes. So I'm just a little flustered because I tried to do this right by coming out here, and now I'm gonna be right. Like, if I'm stopped in the park for my first 8 days, if it stays the same, I'll be okay. But I'm not gonna be able to camp in them campgrounds because I'm never gonna make it to them campgrounds. So by the time I make it to the second campground on there, it might be my third, probably my 4th day in the park, and I'm only going to be getting to the second campground. So I'm going to be stealth camping again. If I'm going to stealth camp, I might as well just not got this permit at all and been able to buy some extra ramen. All right, 4:30, guys. Welcome center's up there. There's all these trails cut back here. This is the Peabody Creek Trail or something like that. So I'm going to go walk it and see what I can find. I just did something funny that's really bad, actually, but I didn't know there was people close by. I mean, the trail's only, a couple hundred yards max. Not even that, not even 100 yards probably right down there. But you can't see nobody, and I didn't hear anybody. So my dummy ass, I did, hello, my cadence go. And all of a sudden I hear, oh my God. And then, sorry, I find this funny. It's actually horrible. And she's like, let's get out of here. I guess you had to be there, but
What kind of noises are these? All right, good morning, everybody. It's Saturday, October 15th. It's 9:15, 9:20 a.m. Just taking my time because actually I have a lot to do today for me. But man, how about them noises last night? That was crazy. Like, I woke up from a nightmare. That probably actually woke me up. But I woke up and I was all discombobulated, and then them noises, it literally sounded like monkeys were around me. So I Googled what sounds like a monkey in the woods. And I guess they were crows. I mean, not crows, I'm sorry, owls. I guess owls make a bunch of different noises. I've never heard that. I've heard a screech owl before, and that catches you off guard in the middle of the woods. But that was crazy. And it's funny because I was listening to Joe Rogan and David Cho podcast, and he was talking about hunting baboons, and then this stuff happened. So this was all going on in my head. And then when I woke up, I was hearing him talk about baboons, and I'm like, what are the chances of that happening? Anyway, just packing up here. Besides that, it was actually a quiet night. That's where I was camping at, up there behind that evergreen. Definitely nobody can see me. So I'm assuming somebody, when I screamed when I did the cadence last night, I didn't know someone was on the trail. And I heard that poor lady yell, Jesus. I'm still laughing about that. But I got the payback because when I woke up last night and then whatever animal that was, we'll call it an owl, was making them noises. I was like, whew. Beautiful view coming down. You got the whole coast right there. All right, library. Let's see if it's open. It says open online, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. And I shouldn't have any issues. I don't know why I'm getting all anxious, but I've only been in the library, in Colorado, and they were super cool. I mean, this should literally be zero issue. That's what it's here for. People to come in and get off the street, right? Read books. But I'm going to be, setting up. I don't know where I'm going, though. Probably around the other side, dummy. Lights are on inside. Super nice. She's like, oh, yeah, you don't even have to ask. She's like, go. And she said all the tables and chairs have little outlets you can plug stuff into and everything. So I'm going to sit here out of the way. This place is massive, and I'm going to get some power. Yeah, look at this little table. It's got outlets right on it. That's awesome. This is perfect. All right, guys, leaving the library. Super nice in there, man. I mean, that library is massive. They probably have, I don't know, like 60 computers in there. It's nice. Every little table had the plug-ins. Well, whatever. It's a library. I'm sure people have been there. I just haven't been to a library, well, since Colorado. But before that, it's been, I don't know, 20 years. There was no library in my local, there was no computers in my local library when I was growing up. But probably the last time I went to a library when I was in school was, you're probably looking at graduated in 98, so you're probably looking at I don't know, 96 or so last time I went to a library. Anyway, I'm going to I might actually do laundry, but I'm going to try to pump out a video. I'm making it right now, so I'm going to top off on power when I get back up to the park. Stealth camping at different locations tonight, and then I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to get a video out so I can clear up my phone. So hopefully I'll make sure no matter what I put out gets everyone caught up to now. So then I got 2 weeks left, so I'll make probably 2 more videos after this. We'll see how the Olympics go, but because if it's raining a lot, I'm not going to be able to do a lot of filming, but we'll see. I'll be in the mountains on Monday. I'm going to stop filming here for until I leave here. I don't know, I don't need to show you guys all this nonsense. It's just, I'm just occupying, amusing myself, basically. So next time I come back on the phone, more than likely, I say that, but I'll probably be right back. Oh, look, here's my tent tonight. Do I have a plan? Next time you see me, I'll be road walking into the mountains to link up with the trail.